Lovisa Lindh leads out the women who will be competing in the 800 meters, next event on the track.
And the Jazz Sawyers in round 2.
So we saw the women walking out a few minutes ago. Here's the lineup then. Lemisch and Hoffman sharing a lane on the outside. Lemisch, the veteran, who will be asked to take the pace. It'll be interesting to see what sort of, whether if she goes hard enough and how many go with her here, because Hoffman certainly wouldn't be perhaps one of those, but Will Nakai, she won this race, you know, back in 2019 when nobody was really seeing her as a potential world champion, but that's what happened. And this season's quite similar. She hasn't produced the times yet, but she's putting together a similar preparation for the Olympics as she did for the Worlds. Hedda Heine, the Norwegian, who has helped take the national record down. And same for Katarina Bislett. Yes, this is Australia I'm really looking forward to seeing. The Australians had so few opportunities to race, and she's just produced another big personal best just outside 1:58. Come back to that in a second. Kate Grace of the USA, 7th at the tough American Championships, where Athing Mu set a world lead of 1:56.07. Adele Tracy didn't make it through the British Champs. Thought Adele might have had to go at the 1500, where there was definitely a spot or two available, and that's an event she may explore a little bit more in the future. Katharina Trost in lane 2, and then Lovisa Lindh. So the former very good Swede got under 2 minutes recently for the first time since 2017, after so many injury problems that she's had in the recent years. So Nakai, the world champion, and I think watch out for the Australian Katarina Bislett, who is in superb form. Well, Bislett prepared well in 2019, and then a stress fracture stopped her going to Doha, so we've never really seen her on that world level. But at low 1:58, she's definitely capable of not only the quick times, but she's only been under 2 minutes 4 times in her career, twice this year. So we've seen Lemisch cuts across pretty sharply in front of Nakai, and Bislett, the Australian, is slotted right in behind her, so he's gone off here with some intent, and just need to see if Lemisch can just take them through, maybe around about a high 58, or looks as though she's going a bit quicker than that though, Tim.
Well, it does, yeah, she's moving well, but at least they're going with a Bislett there. Looks keen to not let the gap grow. Nakai, the tiny figure in second place with those flapping arms, tracking her. But it is quick, you can tell, because it's pretty much single file.
Well, forget 58, 57.14, closer to 58 for the Australian in second place. The world champion Nakai in third, Hoffman on the curb in fourth, Kate Grace, Heine, Adele Tracy, Levint at the back, always finishes a little bit quickly, but the gaps are starting to appear here, and Nakai attacks down the back straight. Kate Grace, the American, coming, and Bislett looks a little bit stretched at the moment and just checks out to get behind the world champion, who really is attacking hard but hasn't moved away. Kate Grace following her round. A little metre and a half then to Bislett and Hoffman. Hoffman trying to get up on the shoulder of the Australian, but look at Kate Grace, the American, is going past the world champion. Bislett is not out of this yet, but it's Kate Grace who's got the advantage into the home straight. Nakai trying to hang on, looks to her left, sees Bislett challenging, but Kate Grace looks strong and continues to go away. This is a perfect bounce back for Kate Grace of America. It's going to be very quick, 1:57.59. Well, Kate Grace ran inside 1:58, Tim. That American Championships was so tough, and tonight she's produced a similar performance, which is good enough to win the Diamond League. So that just goes to show you the point we've both been kept making about those trials. But the American, really impressive last 200, made the moves at the right time, and then the home straight just kept going away. Nakai second, Hoffman hung on for third.
Well, that is a personal best by nearly a second and a half for Kate Grace. It's all about timing, isn't it, Steve? And I think if she'd had that sort of form in the US Championships, maybe she'd have done better than her 7th place that you just mentioned. Some consolation there for Grace, straight over to Europe after the US trials, and getting Diamond League points and a big win there. And that going away, what is that, a 6-7 metre victory margin ahead of the world champion? Absolutely fantastic. I mean, as you said, you could regard it as an indication of just how good the American strength is in the middle distances, the strength in depth.
Yeah, I mean, just a little word of warning about Nakai. You know, that is the season's best. And last time we saw her do this, she ended up as a world champion, just getting better as the season goes on. But brilliant performance from Kate Grace. Season's best for Hoffman as well in third. Bislett, the Australian, 159.3 in fourth. Top 5 rounds, the best throw from the two athletes that determines the result there. Well, just confirmation of a big personal best there for Kate Grace in the 800 metres. Season's best for Nakai and Hoffman. Lindh as well, back under 2 minutes again for the second time in just a couple of weeks. Heine with a season's best back in 8th.